High expectations and low control. Let me tell you what this means. And it means more for the older children, I would say about 10 and older, specifically teenagers. I set very high expectations for my children. My husband and I believe that they should lead. They should not be followers. They will be the ones who save the government. They will be the ones who stand up for what is right. They are the ones who will always fight for good and against evil. So, my expectations for them are that they will be good at math, that they will know how to write papers and communicate verbally and written. We expect them to be financial gurus. We expect them to negotiate. We expect them to stand up to their leaders and to anyone around them that they feel are being um, not righteous or not good. So our expectations for our children are extremely high. And why not? They have two parents who love them, who have put everything into their education, and they have everything that we never had. And we expect the world of them, but I don't tell them how. We expect them to learn math, but we give them options on how, when, and at what time of the day they're going to learn that math. We set expectations that they will learn how to read, write, and do it well, but I don't tell them how. I give them 3 or 4 options on what way works for them, when they do it. They decide when. So, for example, they have to do at least 1 page of math per day. That's 5 pages a week. They can do it all on Monday and be done with the week and not touch math again. They can do it a little bit every day. Sometimes they'll skip a day and do 2 one day and 3 another, but they're not going to hang out with friends, get on the computer, or do anything fun until it's done. So they decide how that works. Now, if they decide to do it once a day, that's fine. I expect once a day, 1 page of math a day. And if they want to do more, that's up to them. But if they don't do it that day, they don't get the fun stuff that day either. So we have set a daily goal together. They helped with it. And here's what I've discovered: when they set the goals, generally their goals are higher than I would have expected. They also set the punishment, and it's always rougher than I would have given. So I let them do it. Why? Because they're much harder on themselves than I am. And so they push themselves farther. We don't teach them to compete against anyone but themselves. We expect them to do better every day. But better for one child is not what is better for another. One child might have the capacity to be a brilliant mathematician, and we expect that child to get there. I might have another child who's not so good at math, but great at writing. So we don't compare our kids. We don't compare them to other children. We never set them up for competition, only against themselves. And they've done that on their own much better than expected because we allowed them the freedom to do that. It takes some faith in your child. It takes faith that God really does put immensely strong spirits inside these bodies. So set high expectations. Don't be afraid to set them high, but let your children decide how they'll meet them. Day by day, they need to make the decision on how they're going to get there. So give as many decisions as you can possibly give them so that they're deciding on their own. They learn how to plan. They learn how to truly take their lives into their own hands with your guidance and your mentoring. Don't back off completely. But high expectations, low control. That's how you get a child who knows who they are, where they're going, and what they want to do because they set those. The expectations shows them how high they can go. Sometimes my kids have surpassed those expectations and we've had to reset. Also, beautiful things. So don't worry about if you set them too low. I make that mistake more often than setting them too high. Your children will surprise you if you give them the control after the expectation has been set.